Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BOCC work session and staff update meeting. Today's date is May 12th, and the time is 10 o'clock. We will call this meeting to order, and we will take attendance beginning with Ms. Mitchell.
Cynthia Mitchell, County Attorney.
Paula McFeeters.
Zach Swearingen.
Miles Lucero.
Thank you to everybody else in attendance. Do you want to just get into the org chart real quick, and then we'll welcome Trish and have her give any updates that she has?
Sure.
Are you bringing that up? Yeah.
So this is, something that's probably overdue, but we wanted to present what we believe will be maybe not the final version of our organization, but where I think there's been a lot of conversation about, facilities moving out of public works and parks moving out of public works. And we just wanted to have a nice clean visual of where we see the anticipated org chart landing after we complete our reorganization process. So as we've mentioned numerous times, we will have our C-suite structure with the chiefs reporting directly to the board. The other direct report to the board is the public information officer. A couple potential changes or forthcoming changes that we envision is payroll moving out of the budget office and likely moving under the CHRO's shop, and then the purchasing division. They're kind of a standalone division today, and we believe that it would be a better fit for purchasing to live underneath budget and finance. So you see those two divisions split out there. The other thing that jumps out here is obviously the chief administrative officer, which again, we are in the process of soliciting applications in this moment. Those applications will close this weekend. That chief administrative officer has a lot of direct reports for the remaining departments. You can see that they include DHS, Public Works, the CSU Extension, Planning and Development. Like I mentioned, facilities will very likely come out from underneath the Public Works organization and live under the CAO. Same with Parks and Rec, and then correctional services as well. We have a few of the subdivisions of Public Works and Planning Development shown there. And so we wanted to present this just as a level set on kind of where we are, where we're going. Of course, Ms. Turner is going to be instrumental to getting us here. We have a pretty clear roadmap, but there are the mechanics of it all to get us here. One more thing I should point out, and that is likely well known at this point, is you no longer see the departments of workplace policy and compliance and talent and people services. Those departments, effective right now, are rolled up under the CHRO, and those department names will cease to exist, and we will just have one unified human resources department. Commissioners, anything that you guys want to add to this?
No, I mean, with the HR, that's quite frankly, I think long overdue. This is part of the reorganization of this county that is in itself long overdue, and we are doing all of these things to make ourselves more efficient in the services that we provide to the citizens of this county. And as Trish said in her opening comments, the accountability piece. At the end of the day, we are accountable to the tax-paying citizens of Pueblo County. They're the ones that keep the lights on everywhere. They pay the salaries. And we owe it to all of them to run the most efficient, effective organization that we can. I would just say thank you to my colleagues. Thank you to Cynthia. Thank you to everybody who has worked on this tirelessly. Nick's back there. He's worked on this a lot. Peter's back there. There's a lot of different people who have been behind the scenes on this, working on this. We still have a lot in front of us, but we have been very unified as a board on achieving this goal, again, to better the services that we provide to this community. The only other caveat that I have is there may be an adjustment with the VSO. the veteran service officer position, potentially living under CAO, but I still need to talk to Tammy. Still need to talk to DHS and figure out how that is best suited to be, again, as effective as that office possibly can be serving our veteran population. But again, just thank you to you guys for working on this many hours, and us being very unified in this, to put forward a complete reorganization of a 1,200 person organization, which is a massive undertaking.
Well said, Commissioner. I would just add too that this structure that we've created will live long beyond our term as a board. This is a structure that you see that facilitates operational needs of our county for years to come. We went from a triangle shape with a county manager, everything under that person, to a rectangle. We've spread out the responsibility. And I just want to reiterate, Mark Welty is our Chief Information Officer. Trish is our Chief HR Officer, to be determined for the Chief Administrative Officer. Craig as the Chief Financial Officer. Cynthia is our Chief Legal Officer, and Anthony Mestes is our Public Information Officer. Okay? In the old structure, the only two that stood out from under the county manager was the county attorney and Anthony Mestes. Well, Anthony, you were under her.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, we have moved 5 positions out from under the county manager that directly serve the entire county. And that's the distinction I think a lot of people do not understand about the change. The county manager was a filter for all of those. Now we've removed that and made equal the county administrator to all those other level positions. And I just want to say, when it comes to IT, they serve the whole county, not just us. Human Resources serves the whole county, not just us. Anthony serves more than just us. And
You're talking
finance.
elected offices,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, the elected. So these positions directly support other elected offices beyond the board. And that's an important distinction as well, because in the old structure, everything was collapsed under one person. And you can imagine the number of requests in a day that one person would get. That's an impossible task for anybody. Even Superman could not do that. So we've alleviated the need to have a Superman or Superwoman and said, let's be rational about a structure that will work better for our county, for our electeds, and for our entire community of staff, as well as in the end, serve our taxpayers with better services. So I believe this is the best structure we could come up with. It does provide more oversight to the board. Of course, we've got more direct reports than we had before, but that means more information, more knowledge, more ability to understand what's going on. And I think as an elected official, I want that kind of information. I don't want to be left in the dark. I don't want to not know. I want to know. That's our job. And this gives us as a board a better opportunity to do our job. So thank you for presenting that, Commissioner Lucero. I think this answers or should answer a lot of questions from our, not just our community of work here, but those looking from the outside in at the county of why we did it and what we did. I hope this answers a lot of those questions. And again, it's a work in progress. There may be some other changes that you won't see as Trish gets more into her role. Her recommendation and advice, of course, will be important to us as well. So I would say our org chart is kind of like a living organism. It may look different in a year, but right now this is what we see. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Commissioner, I wanted to piggyback on when you said, one point of contact for the BOCC under the county manager structure. I think that was something that we struggled with and electeds across the organization struggled with, was if you needed an answer from the BOCC, you went to the county manager. Well, I believe this structure really empowers other leadership that may be under the BOCC, but especially electeds, to know that all of these resources are available to them. And if you need something specific to one area that falls underneath the BOCC, you have a chief responsible for that area.
Yep.
It's not every answer has to come from one person. We have more subject matter experts responsible for their given area. So if any electeds are listening, please know that we are always here for you, but also our chiefs and any of our staff are always here to have those lines of communication wide open. And I think this structure really helps achieve that goal.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I would absolutely agree with that. The only caveat I've got is just, and both of you said it, I think during your commissioner comments of, you know, you with tennis, and I can't remember what you'd said it about, but the, just our ability to hear problems. Like we don't know what we don't know.
Mhm.
And this org chart or this organization as a whole really lends itself to us getting more information. We can address things if we don't know about them. I've said that since I've sat in this seat, and I think this format, to your point, living long past us, really lends itself to the freedom of information flowing, so that we can most effectively do our job. So yeah, thank you for bringing this forward today. And again, thank you to everybody for continuously working on this. You guys got anything?
Sorry, I want to make one small correction. Commissioner, you said Mr. Welty is the CITO. That is not official as of today. However, I do think we all envision him stepping into that role, but just something we need to formalize. And then I was going to say something else, but I lost it, so I'll leave it there.
And on just a small correction on the chart, just so everyone understands and knows, on the CHRO, you go by Trish Turner. So we want to make sure that people know, don't look for Patricia, look for Trish,
Yeah.
correct? And I don't know if the email, you need that email corrected. Is it still Patricia?
It's happening today at 12.
Okay, good. Okay, just an FYI, it will look different on email if you are looking for Patricia.
And I remembered what I was going to say. If it's okay with you guys, I think it would be appropriate to have this go out to the organization, this draft org chart,
Yes.
attached to an email to everybody so that not, you know, I know not everybody watches these meetings, so I think it would be important. So as long as you're good with that, Mr. Messis will get that out to the group
Yeah.
later today.
Absolutely.
Good.
Thank you all. Do you have anything additional, Trish?
Not really at this
Uh,
time, but
Drinking from a fire hose?
yeah, I would like to say, oh, that's loud, sorry. I would like to say that I have been really busy this morning taking a look at our strategic plan. I would like to get started as quickly as possible within performance management, and reviewing that strategic plan gives me quite an idea of where we need to begin to ensure that all the goals are aligned. Priorities. Gonna be taking a look at where we need to go for second and third, and then coming back in here to make sure that I'm aligned with what your views of the biggest pain points are. So quite a bit task. I'm also just trying to ensure that I get through the 356 emails that were in my box when my computer first turned on. So yeah, I'll
Ignore those.
just
Yeah.
just a few items to take care of.
Good time.
Thank you for bringing that up. Commissioners, next week, the strategic plan that Tricia's looking at, sorry, I just called you Patricia. Trish is looking at, is one that you and we had all worked with our CAO prior to. I just want to bring it back to the board, our mission and vision statements, as well as that plan, to make sure you all are good with it.
Mhm.
It's a very simplistic plan. It is not complicated, but we need something to drive our efforts from now to the end of the year, both in terms of performance management and budget priorities. So I wanted to get that before you next week so we could rock and roll. It's not going to be perfect, and next year we can make it better, but we need something. And I didn't want Trish to come in without some semblance of what our goals and priorities are.
Yep. I like that plan.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you all. That'll leave us with a request for executive session, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you. I'd also like to welcome Trish. I think she's going to be a tremendous asset to the team, and I really look forward to working with you.
Me as well.
Thank you. So Commissioners, it would be appropriate to go into executive session for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions under CRS Section 246424B, and the specific legal issues are regarding potential agreements regarding Project Falcon, request for letter pursuant to the Colorado Open Records Act, reorganization of the Human Resources Department, and briefing the new Chief Human Resources Officer on pending legal issues, as well as determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategy for negotiations, and or instructing negotiators under CRS Section 24.6.424E regarding potential agreements regarding Project Falcon, and for a discussion of a personnel matter under CRS Section 24.6.424F involving regarding the Deputy Director of Workplace Policy and Compliance, which might no longer exist as of today, but in any event, and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of a board, committee, or commission of the county or of the Board of County Commissioners or any elected official, the appointment of any person to fill the office of a member of a board, commission, or committee of the county or the BOCC, or of an elected official, or personnel policies that do not require the discussion of matters that do not require the discussion of matters in an open meeting. And I am withdrawing the noted request to discuss the issuance of certificates of participation and financing of the cooling tower for the GSC. That will be tabled to Thursday's agenda.
Okay.
Thank you. I do have one real quick caveat, and I think I said our next meeting will be May 12th, which is today, so that is not the case. It'll be the 14th.
Yes.
Thank you all for that, Cynthia. I'll ask for a motion to go into executive session for the reasons cited.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are in executive session.